Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to welcome everybody to this Christmassy Sedgemoor Full Council. Got quite a bit on the agenda today, and I should be speeding up because certain people have got certain appointments today, and I don't want to make them late. But if they feel they've got to get up and move out before I finish, and we'll all fully understand. Okay. Right. Any apologies?
So bear with me. Councillors, Barber, Bartlett, Cordner, Crowe, Facey, Finneran, Gibson, Granter, Hayward, Keane, Matthews, Pearce, Revens and Slocum.
Thank you very much for that, Leila. Yeah, well done. Any declarations of interest? No hands, right. Councillor Clayton. Sedgemoor, right? Right. Okay. The usual county councillors, double hatters, right. Right. Thank you for that. Now we move on to a very important part of the meeting. So long service awards. I got the headmaster's report here. Doesn't read all good. Can you all hear me on this mic? Am I too close? About right. Right, the first award this afternoon goes to Jill Ellaway. Jill started at Sedgemoor District Council the 7th of May 2002 as a cleansing agent and has remained in that role ever since. A brilliant commitment. And also, can I say, personally, she kept the roads and the verges in a tremendous looking style from North Petherton to a little place called Thurloxton, where I farm, and never an issue, and looks very, very tight, and a great credit to her. Thank you very much, Jill. Would you like to come forward, please? Thanks, Steve. The second lady this afternoon for the award is 20-year award is Ellen Tasker. Helen started at Sedgemoor District Council the 7th of January 2002 as a project assistant within planning and transportation. On the 4th of May 2005, Helen became a benefits assessor and has remained in this role ever since. Congratulations, Helen. I expect Helen handles far more paperwork than I do. The third person this afternoon with a 20-year award is Becky Clark. Becky started with Sedgemoor District Council on the 11th of February 2002 as a clerical assistant within benefits. Becky in May 2002 became a benefits assessor. In November 2020, Becky was seconded to Chief Executive as a project support officer and will remain there until vesting day, where she will return thereafter to a substantive role. Congratulations, Becky. Congratulations, Becky. And the last of the winners this afternoon to presented a 20-year award is Maria Marsh. Maria started at Sedgemoor District Council the 30th of May 2002 as a cashier. In September 2005, Marie came a CSA receptionist. As of April 2014, Marie became a customer service advisor and has remained in this role since. Congratulations, Marie. Thank you, Steve. And all these people, congratulations to you all and a very, very Merry Christmas. Are you staying us through the whole meeting?
One more phone call.
I wonder why that is. Just one more.
Could I have the four of you?
Well, good luck for the future. Take care. Bye-bye to you.
It's just on the wrong way round, that's all.
Thank you for that, councillors. I've got a few other announcements to make, and I'm sure you'll be patient and bear with me. I'll be as quick as I can through them, all right? And you're all starting to yawn, but there's no need to do that because they're of great interest. First of all, Councillor Mike Facey, he's on the road to recovery after operation, I'm pleased to say. And we know, I'm sure you'd like to join me in wishing Councillor Evans all the best for an operation he's going to have this week, I think it is. Should be on Thursday. So join with me, all of you, in wishing all the very, very best for that. And also, Councillor Jill Slocum's on the road to recovery. The doctor needs treatment now, but that's beside the point.
True words, said he just.
And I've got one for Alan Matthews as well. Alan was rushed to hospital this week with appendicitis, and I'm sure you'd like to wish him all a very Merry Christmas. Good luck for the future. And also, one other I'm going to mention is Councillor Anne Fraser. She's been in bad health the last 15, 18 months. In fact, she was taken to her home a month ago at Wellington. And I did go and see her actually the following Saturday, but I couldn't get in because COVID had broke out there. She'd only been there 24 hours and you couldn't see anybody. She was feeling a bit down before she went there. So, and her husband's gone as well. But they're about 6 rooms apart. You know, so that's the way the situation is there. Okay, and I'm sure she was there. She wouldn't mind mentioning all that. Right. So good luck to them all. And a very Merry Christmas to them all. Right. What you've all been waiting for, my announcements. It's been a busy 2 or 3 months. Sorry.
Councillor Keane, who had a fall on Monday, and it's having to stay at home.
Right. That was after the meeting Monday night, was it? After the meeting Monday night. There you go. Okay. Good luck to her as well. And a Merry Christmas, sir. Hope things go well. Right. Right. What you've all been waiting for, leader. Right. Right. I'm gonna take these as I attended. All right. First of all, I attended a couple of funerals in the last 2 months. Anne Bound's funeral, a future councillor there, and also I represented the Sedgemoor District Council at Anthony Trollope-Ballou's funeral at Taunton. I attended the Radio and Somerset Awards at the County Ground at Taunton. A very interesting evening that was. I also broke the ground at Penleaf, the new affordable housing at the top of Hamp Estate. And also a very, very important one for Bridgewater, the regeneration of Bridgewater, in fact, the Northgate Yard. I had the pleasure of opening that and looking around Scott's Cinemas, and what a place that is. If you haven't been already, you're really missing things, you really are. So I've been in there twice since, so you're really missing things if you haven't been there. So a tremendous advert for Bridgewater, and talking to the people there, they're doing very, very well at the moment. So they need everybody's support. I also went to Lymsham, met my good friend, Councillor Bob Filmer, on affordable homes. It took 12 years to get this affordable homes, I think it did so, but eventually he got it, and what an asset is to Lymsham. Thank you, Bob. I also went to the White Feather Cafe at Bridgewater Station, where people get off and onto the train to the little cafe set out there now with the cooperation of Sedgemoor, British Rail, and EDF had put a bit of money in it as well. They're just starting that little project off. So the place has changed a bit down there. It really has. The new generation coming, I can see that. And another very important one I attended, I met the Countess of Wessex at Brainwave at Huntworth. She wouldn't let go of me hand. After 3 minutes, she thought that was enough. I just had to tell her a few stories, but they always pick on me. Why, I don't know. That's all I can say. But a very interesting lady to talk to, very down-to-earth lady. Also went to Wales for the inauguration of the new bishop. And we all took away 2 trees, hazelnuts. Another important one, the Remembrance Sunday. I was proud to represent Sedgemoor at Bridgewater at King Square and at Cheddar as well. And the number of people at both places, young people too, young people. It was quite an emotional event, it really was. And it's lovely to see these things. And the British Legion, again, as always, didn't let us down. Then we go to the Somerset Business Awards. Dago, congratulations to you, Dago, on the way that was organised and done. A pleasant evening. But one thing that stuck in my mind, I'd never been to an event I didn't know too many people. And I thought about it, and I thought to myself, it's a period of lockdown. People haven't been going out. They haven't been communicating, socialising. All bear that in mind when everybody wants to work from home. Not a good thing. That's all I'm going to say, right? And a special congratulations to Vanda and Barry Crow. And they won an award with their shop in the High Street in Bridgewater. Then I had the pleasure of switching the lights on in Bridgewater with the Mayor, Liz Levy. Thank you, Liz, making me feel very welcome. That was done. Then also I attended another little event, which I didn't know the place was there. I'll be honest with you, it's a Somerset Film place at the Engine Room, top of the High Street. That's been there for 25 years on all accounts. It used to be a Chinese place. I used to have a Chinese meal there, number 21. I'll never forget it, right? I know I get you laughing. That's a fact. That's a fact. A lot of local history. Liz, know I'm right. Yeah. And the future of the whole area is dictated by these people with cameras and what they do and the trichology they do, and tremendous. And they took us back to Scott's Cinema afterwards for some of these shows. They really were very interesting. Very interesting. And the last one you'll be glad to say is Victoria Park, the Christmas fair. Once again, was made very, very welcome, and a lot of people in attendance. So thank you very much. I think that is all. I don't want you yawning any longer. I've been informed there's no public speaking time at all today. Right, moving to item number 5 then. The taxi licence policy. There's a recommendation for a licensing and general purpose committee held on the 19th of October 2022. I will now hand over to the chairman of licensing and general purpose to propose a recommendation, Polly Costello. I'd be looking for a seconder for this, please, because Will Heuman's not here.
Speak. Hi. Excellent. Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to recommend to full council today for them to approve the proposed amendments to the council's guidance of statement of policy, the licensing of hackney and carriage and private hire vehicles, drivers and operators with effect from the 3rd of January 2023.
Thank you.
Seconder.
Have they got a seconder? Councillor Kingham, yep. Thank you, Stuart. Any debate, councillors? None at all? Right. All those in favour to show, please, then. Yeah. It's unanimous, looks like it, right. It's unanimous. Thank you very much, councillors. Moving on to 5.2, the charity street collection policy. Another recommendation from the Licensing and General Purpose Committee, which was held on the 19th of October. I will now hand over to Councillor Polly Costello.
Thank you very much. I feel very important today. Thank you. Recommendation to full council today to amend the council's charitable collections policy with the removal of article number 9. Thank you.
Thank you. Have I a seconder, please? Councillor McGinty or Councillor Kingham? Okay, thank you for that. Thank you. Any debate? I'll have a show of hands, and please, all those in favour? Looks unanimous again. What a happy council you are. You're starting Christmas in the right sort of spirit. Item number 6 today. It's a regeneration strategies for Highbridge, Cheddar Gorge and accessibility strategy for Cheddar. I will now hand over to the leader, in the absence of the portfolio holder, Councillor Jill Slocum, to present the report.
Thank you.
Councillor McGinty.
Thank you, Chairman. Members, have pleasure in placing this strategy before you. A great deal of work has gone on both with local ward members and the community in bringing this together, and it's certainly been an effective tool in the future. So have no hesitation in recommending it for approval.
They've got a seconder for that. Councillor Filmer. Thank you, Councillor Filmer. Any? Councillor Harvey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Just takes a bit of warming up. It's like me these days.
Me, yeah.
I'd just like to say thank you to fellow members for the work that they did, and particularly to the officers. I mean, I've been hammering on about Highbridge since I got onto this council, and I'm very pleased to have reached this stage. We now have a regeneration framework that I think is fit for purpose, that is conceptual, so it allows for plenty of development with local input. And I would congratulate the officers on producing it. I'd also congratulate them on having the courage to include all the public comments. Of course, not all of them were favourable, and it does take some courage to be able to do that. So congratulations, Nick, for the confidence you have in your own abilities and those of your fellow officers. Obviously, we are hoping for a successful outcome to the Levelling Up Fund. It's some 6 weeks now after we were told we were going to get a response, but governments move slowly, and when they keep changing their leaders, they probably move even more slowly than we would normally expect. I hope that the fact that our local member of Parliament was not able to support the bid will not prove to be crucial. As far as I am told, the members, the MP support only counts for something like 5% of the scoring. So with any luck, that will not be crucial. If it turns out that it is, I'm afraid it might come back to bite him. But all that said then, thank you everybody very much, and I hope we can look forward to some progress being made. There are a number of little points that are covered in public comments and in the framework that should be able to be implemented fairly quickly, provided we have the will and the time to do it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Harvey. Anyone else for debate? No. Could I have a show of hands then, please? All those in favour? It's unanimous again. Thank you very much, councillors. I said it to see the goodwill. And now we're moving on to the portfolio holder reports. Councillor Duncan McGinty.
It's me.
No questions?
Don't push it, Chairman.
Yeah.
All happy. Councillor Duddridge about technology problems, and if anybody would like to ask him, and I apologise profusely, and said if anybody want any questions for him to email him, and he'll respond on email. Is that right, Councillor Duddridge? Right, that's that one sorted. Right, okay. Deputy Leader, Councillor Jill Slocum, she's given an apology, so she should give him written responses. All happy? Yep. Infrastructure and transport, or Councillor Caswell's just left. Has anybody got any questions? I'm sure he'll respond in the right sort of way. Any questions? Nope. Right, moving on. Councillor Andrew Gilling, housing. No questions? Moving on, commercial and asset management, Councillor Mark Healy.
What do you want to know?
Councillor Murphy's got a question. It was getting a bit boring.
Of course, I've got to ask a question.
Can't help.
I noticed in your submission, Mark, that you speak very, very highly of the potential for 2 heads of agreement for restaurants. I visited the site recently. I saw nothing on the wall, so obviously I'm waiting to hear from you what sort of advances you've made on the 2. I remember when we had a site visit not so long ago. I'm not able to say who they were. I can say who they were, but I'm not going to say who the major restaurant group were. But there was a chance that they were going to come along with heads of agreement. Has that happened, or are we having to wait further for news from that particular site? I mean, you have 4 restaurants still to rent. 2, it says here you have heads of agreement. Is that means you're approaching heads of agreement, or can you tell us anything about that, Mark?
Yes, thank you for that, that question. As you said, the chairman was getting a bit bored with nobody answering questions, so I thank you for that. I also thought, Councillor, you were going to thank me for the money for the public conveniences in Burnham-on-Sea, but that's a different matter altogether. I think, as you well know, what my answer is going to be. Things are clearly being looked at. I can't divulge anything, but what I will do, hopefully this will pacify slightly, is hand over to Doug Bamsley. He may be able to give you a bit more of an update, but things are progressing, but we have to be very careful what we're saying. Thank you. Next week.
Thank you very much, portfolio holder. Just to respond to what Councillor Murphy said, frustratingly a little bit slower than we like, but we're still very much headed towards confirmation and public confirmation of the 2 tenancies that we've been pursuing for a while, and there's very active marketing with interest on the remaining 2, which is no bad thing, and I think very positive. So hopefully, we keep saying that, but in the very near future, we'll have confirmation of 2 more tenants, and then say following that, hopefully in the new year, not too far away, of the further 2. Thank you.
And so, thank you very much, Doug, for that. Obviously, we are anxiously waiting for good news. All of us at this time of year, and I think it says that you're expecting good news, the good news to come in the new year, and I think we should be patient for that. I know it's very difficult for everybody, especially for the future, for us all. I mean, I know that at the last meeting you produced a document which showed the whole of the 50 years filled in with lease amounts, which made it look as if we were going to make a profit of 3.3 million after 50 years. But as it really happens, is 245 of the years are still not filled in, and we understand why, because if 50 years is a long period of time to look at funding a project. So the gift that we're giving to the County Council has a minus of 245 years not filled in, because we don't know what the future will hold. So I'm very, very anxious to see a positive result from the monies that we gave before the 633, which I think 380 was being held as an incentive, a rightful incentive, and I'm not complaining about that, for the restaurants to fit themselves out. And I really wish you well in the new year, because I think this critical last period is something that will assure us all that what we're doing is truly worthwhile for Bridgewater, and will give it a leg up for the future. Thank you very much for your responses.
Councillor Healy. Thank you for that, Chairman, and thank you for those kind words, Councillor Murphy. I think we've got to remind ourselves and be realistic, though. We are living very austere times, and people are being cautious. And I'm quite thankful for Mr. Bamsley for his words. But like everybody else, and you're very much right about that, it is a flagship as we go forward with the new unitary authority. I think it'll be a legacy for Sedgemoor District Council, etc., etc. Positive, thank you. Positive result. As you say, watch this space next year. But what we can't do is demand that people do it quicker than what they require to do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Councillor Healy. Councillor Harvey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As it's the season of goodwill and it's a time for thanks, and it's probably the last time I will actually mention public toilets, which I know has been another recurring theme of my time here. I'd like to thank the executive, who I gather have actually authorised additional expenditure so that the 2 public toilets in Burnham, which reached the end of their life some 12 years ago, will actually be replaced. And I gather this is likely to occur in the spring, but possibly go over into the term of the new council. So thank you very much for doing that. It would be much appreciated by our residents and by our visitors.
Thank you for that, Councillor Harvey. Did you wish to come back, Councillor Healy?
No, but thank you for those kind words. I'm as delighted as you are, because we have had some banter about it. But no, I look forward to it as well, because we've got to bear in mind that this, even though it's more expensive, what we are doing is sustaining what Burnham-on-Sea can do. Could you imagine if we didn't do this, that people's, if you excuse the pun, the inconvenience for not being convenient with it. So I think it's a good thing. I think it's good for Burnham-on-Sea. So, well, best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Healy. No more questions. Right, moving on to the communities and wellbeing. Well, councillor Janet Keane had a fall on Monday evening. Now, obviously, if anyone wants to any questions taken, I would imagine if you emailed her, she'd be still on doing her email, I would imagine. Is that right, Leader?
Yes, yes, Chairman.
Okay, right. Thank you for that, members. Now, the committee chairman's report. We'll start with Development Committee. Councillor Bob Filmer. I said you were a happy lot today. Moving on then, the Licence and General Purposes Committee Chairman, Councillor Polly Costello. I got it wrong. I got the C with a P should have been, you know. Polly Costello, I said, instead of Polly Costello. Sorry, but you do get mixed up sometimes. I do, anyhow.
I should leave this one alone. Yeah.
Any questions? No. Community Scrutiny Committee, Councillor Hilary Bruce. No. Corporate Scrutiny Committee, Councillor Brian Smedley. Councillor Diego.
Hello. Yep. It's not actually specific to Councillor Brian Smedley, sorry, but just as it's coming to the end of the two scrutiny ones, I only wondered, as a member of community scrutiny, I was just wondering, when it comes to unitary, are we going to be continuing kind of the stuff we're focusing on at Sedgemoor scrutiny committees? Is that going over to the new scrutiny at unitary? I only wondered how that's working, what plans are in place to kind of continue the good work we're doing on our scrutiny committees at the moment at Somerset Council.
Councillor Bruce will respond to this, I think.
I don't know. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure I can give you a complete answer on that, Diego, but I know at the moment we've just had a first meeting this morning at County looking at the structure of scrutiny at the new Somerset Council. And this is a task and finish group that's just started. We've got 3 or 4 meetings set for that, and then it'll go through the democratic process at County. So I think there's a lot of questions still to be answered on that, but it is being looked at County at the moment. Okay.
Take a Councillor Bruce. Happy to go? Yes, all happy, right? Okay. Moving on to number 9. Questions with notice. I've been advised there's none today. So we'll move on to item number 10. Sorry. Questions without notice. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry. Questions without notice. No, anybody? Questions without notice. Any questions? Right. I did say you were all happy, right? Then we'll move on to number 10 then. Right. And this is the change of the committee places to approve the change to committee nominations for the Development Committee to replace Councillor Bill Evans with Councillor Charlie Riches.
May I propose that, Mr. Chairman?
Happy to second.
Thank you, Leader. All those in favour? Unanimous again. Thank you. Councillors, that's the end of the meeting. Right. We do 40 minutes. Hang on, Lee. I haven't closed the meeting yet. I've not officially closed it. I just want to wish everybody here a very, very Merry Christmas and a peaceful New Year. And so I'd like to thank all the